With the MCU's Phase 4 up and running and characters like Scarlet Witch developing their powers to limitless possibilities, hierarchies of power are changing. Power can be defined in various ways. Some members of the Avengers have incredible minds that allow them to create sophisticated weapons. Others have magical powers sourced from diverse realms, while others can punch through an entire space fleet without breaking a nail. In today's Marvel ranking video, I had a little bit of fun with characters who have officially been categorized as Avengers in the MCU or in the comics, ranking them by least to most powerful. While Clint Barton is an excellent tactician, can shoot arrows like no other can, and has also proven to be quite skilled with a sword, he's nevertheless only human. The original Hawkeye, who we will see pass along the torch to Kate Bishop in the upcoming Disney Plus series Hawkeye, still has some time to wow us. But Hawkeye, without being part of the original Avengers team in the MCU, and the fact that without him the team would not have gotten their hands on the Soul Stone, makes him powerful in his own right. Ant-Man is another one of the Avengers not possessing any fancy superpowers. But he makes up for his lack of super soldier muscles or magic incantations by using his amazing Ant-Man suit combined with his brains. One moment he's tiny, gaining superhuman strength, and the next he's huge, punching a Leviathan right in the face. While having different levels of strengths depending on the form he chooses to use, both his small and Titan size allow him to gain a form of superhuman durability. He even took War Machine's missiles during the events of Captain America Civil War without getting a single scratch. Last but not least, he can communicate with insects using flying ants like tiny horses to mount, and let's be honest, that's pretty OP. Sam Wilson has been a secondary character for most of his time in the MCU, from his beginnings in Captain America the Winter Soldier to getting his own show, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The Avenger we call the Falcon has evolved from a flying hero bringing much-needed drone camera work to the next Captain America. He might not have taken the super soldier serum like John Walker did, but Sam flies with his X-07 like no other, while now wielding the Captain America shield at the same time. He is a hero of our time, and his power lies in his physical skills, tactical intelligence, and most importantly, a strong will to do what's right no matter what. With Captain America 4 somewhere on the MCU radar, Sam Wilson can only become more powerful. James Rhodes, aka War Machine, might not have been the most memorable character throughout the countless MCU films, but he did however shine here and there. Using similar gear as Iron Man, he helped his frenemy defeat the villain Whiplash in Iron Man 2, took a hit by the powerful Vision and survived, and even tried to take Thanos on while also surviving. If that's not powerful, then I don't know what is. On top of being increasingly lucky, War Machine is equipped with repulsors, a unibeam cannon, minigun, and countless tech allowing him to shoot rockets and laser beams. While he is very similar to Iron Man, his many years of training in the military gives him a tactical edge that Tony Stark does not necessarily have. Natasha Romanoff is one of the most dangerous spies in the entire world. While we are impatiently awaiting the release of her solo film Black Widow, set to premiere on July 9th, we've seen what the Avenger has to offer since her first appearance in the 2010 film Iron Man 2. The former agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. was trained as a killing machine since she was little, and the way she moves during battle showcases the tenuous and acrobatic training she went through. The ballet dancing classes, combined with firearm training and martial art classes she took at the Red Room Academy in Russia, informs her fighting style where she moves weightlessly through space while crushing her enemies with brute force. When Bucky fell off that train during the events of Captain America the First Avenger, I'm sure he wasn't expecting to outlive almost everyone he knew and loved, Steve Rogers included. Having been injected with a variant of the super soldier serum by Hydra, he became the Winter Soldier, and used throughout the years as a soulless killing machine. A trained soldier, he has a similar level of strength as Captain America, and is now armed with a Wakandan vibranium arm, which could basically crush anything. His life as a Winter Soldier finally behind him, Bucky Barnes is finally free to become the superhero Steve was. Due to legal rights and tricky ownership issues, Peter Parker took a long time to join the MCU. And to some extent, it's a good thing since we got him continuing Marvel's carefully crafted cinematic universe after the epic Avengers Endgame. While still young and a bit impulsive, this Spider-Man has all the usual Spidey traits we came to know. Superhuman strength, a cool spider sense, he shoots webs, and he's pretty fast. But what makes him more powerful in the MCU is all the gadgets he inherited from Tony Stark. Granted, it wasn't always a good thing. Let's not forget he almost blew up a bus full of his classmates by accident while using Edith in Spider-Man Far From Home. While he's super strong, Spidey still has a long way to go before mastering his skills and powers. Tony Stark may not have Shang-Chi's fighting skills, Steve Rogers' superhuman strength, or Thor's lightning powers, but he has one thing that makes him one of the most powerful Avengers: a genius intellect. And cash. Loads and loads of cash. Tony might cause more trouble than anyone else, just ask Ultron, but he always has some kind of plan in mind or a genius tech idea to upgrade his amazing suit. In Avengers Infinity War, his suit literally manifests across his skin right before one of Thanos' henchmen attacks him with a giant alien scythe. The more flexible suit allowed him to take the stones from Thanos and finally snapped him out of existence, resulting in what must be the most epic moment in the entire MCU franchise. While Marvel Studios recently announced the sequel to the film will be Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, there's still little we know about the fate of the character T'Challa. The passing of the film's lead actor, Chadwick Boseman, left some big shoes to fill, both in terms of talent and the power of the character. While T'Challa is a naturally formidable fighter, he became a force to be reckoned with after he consumed the heart-shaped herb, which gives him his super soldier level powers, if not beyond them. On top of that, he wears a suit made out of vibranium that makes him bulletproof and can store kinetic energy he can later release to cause pulses of energy, pushing away anyone close to him with a powerful blast. Before Sam Wilson took the mantle of Captain America, there was the first Avenger, Steve Rogers. While we learned more about the dark past of American super soldiers thanks to Isaiah Bradley, Steve is one of the most well-known cases of a successful attempt of the sort. Being able to hold his own against the powerful Thanos, Captain America is one of the most powerful super soldiers seen in the MCU so far. True, Bucky still has years ahead of himself to improve, but the radiance and leadership that shone through Steve will be frankly hard to mimic. Being able to hold Thor's hammer Mjolnir, Captain America was truly one great superhero. If we forget the fact that he kinda left Sharon Carter in the dirt, that is. Whoops. While not yet featured in the MCU, Wolverine will surely appear soon enough. After all, they did show his favorite Mandrapur bar in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Filled with rage most of the time, the grumpy Wolverine has a super strong personality and superhuman strength. Being born a mutant with retractable claws, he only got more OP when he was experimented on by Weapon X, who gave him an adamantian skeleton, making his claws the same in the process. Not only is he powerful and almost indestructible due to his regenerative factor, but he also seems to be almost immortal, showing little sign of aging even after hundreds of years on this planet. When Wolverine finally arrives in the MCU, things will get real violent. One of the first LGBTQ characters to make it to the MCU is also one of the most powerful Avengers. Valkyrie, who became King of New Asgard by the end of Thor Ragnarok, was the leader of the fallen Valkyries. As the last survivor of her kind, she possesses Asgardian powers, speed, and endurance. She has been seen tearing through Leviathan's armor, taking Hela one-on-one, and scaring the hell out of countless people. Not only can she punch her way out of anything, she's also a master combatant, having thousands of years of experience in battle using weapons such as swords and spears. Played by actress Tatiana Maslany, the Green Giant She-Hulk will make her debut alongside Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner in the upcoming series She-Hulk, set to hit the streaming world in 2022. She-Hulk, who goes by the name Jennifer Walters in human form, is almost as strong as Hulk while not reaching his level of strength. However, her powers come with a few extra things, like her ability to shoot gamma shockwaves strong enough to destroy whole city blocks. While she went into an unstoppable rage after her first transformation, it didn't take long for her to be able to control herself compared to Bruce, who took over a decade to do so in the MCU. Portrayed by Don Lee in the upcoming film Eternals, Gilgamesh is one of the genetically engineered Eternals living on Earth. Like the name of his kind suggests, Gilgamesh is able to live forever, and as a form of evolved human being, he possesses the usual superhuman combo abilities. In the comics, he is able to manipulate cosmic energy, allowing him to shoot powerful beams from his hands, and rearrange things on a molecular level. Created by the legendary Celestials, Gilgamesh is so OP he can levitate himself using telekinesis, but he can also reach the speed of sound, making him one fast being. With these OP characters joining the MCU, I have a feeling the next Avengers are about to face their most powerful enemy yet. While we said our goodbyes to Vision in the tear-jerking finale of WandaVision, let's not forget that one of them is still out there. Vision, created by Tony Stark, was one of the most powerful and intelligent Avengers. Powered by the Mind Stone and owning the vibranium body made out of what was supposed to be Ultron's final form, Vision has various powers. On top of possessing super strength, he can make himself intangible, fly, and shoot energy beams made out of cosmic energy from the Mind Stone on his forehead. Vision was also strong enough to defeat Ultron, blocking him from manifesting through the internet. Starting today's top 10 is the powerful Wonder Man. Another character who has not been featured in the MCU so far, Wonder Man has, however, been teased in various ways. First, in a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 deleted scene, a poster of Nathan Fillion as the actor/superhero appears in the background. Second, his brother Eric, or the Grim Reaper's trademark mask, has been subtly featured on one of WandaVision's opening credits. Things surely seem to align with the return of Zemo, who gave him his powers to defeat the Avengers from within the comics. The OP Wonder Man is also one of many people Tony Stark pissed off, which could make him a villain when he finally arrives in the MCU. Sersi is a new character that will be featured in Eternals. The character, who is tens of thousands of years old, is all that's good with the Eternals. Amazing strength, stamina, super speed, unmatched fighting skills, and the ability to fire cosmic energy. She differs from her counterparts due to the fact that she holds the power of telekinesis and has the power to transmute matter at a molecular level, and she can even create sentient life. With Sersi's arrival in the MCU, the Scarlet Witch has either found a great ally or a worthy opponent depending on which side she stands during Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Doctor Strange, who surprisingly didn't show up in WandaVision, is set to have a major role in the MCU's Phase 4. With Agatha Harkness acting as sort of a how-to witchcraft guide to Wanda in WandaVision, her awakening as the Scarlet Witch and what seems to be her opening to the gates of the multiverse, Doctor Strange will have to come up with some real powerful magic to fix that one. While being able to manipulate eldritch magic, create portals, and use all kinds of magic spells, what truly makes Strange a powerful superhero is his high intellect. After all, he defeated the evil Dormammu by outwitting him, but also annoying the hell out of him. To some extent, Hyperion is the Superman of the Marvel Universe. He joined the Avengers after his own universe was destroyed in order to heal the trauma he suffered after losing everyone. Since his memory is stored non-linearly as light, he is cursed to experience the loss of the world he came from without feeling any distance time-wise from the tragic event. Power-wise, Hyperion is so strong that he has stopped incoming planets and even held back universes who were threatening to crash into each other. With the doors of the multiverse opening and the Scarlet Witch leaving Earth 616 without the anchor that is the Nexus being, universes are about to leak into one another, and an ultra-powerful being like Hyperion might be one of the ways to solve the issue. While the character of Wanda Maximoff has been slightly underused throughout the MCU, things changed drastically with WandaVision, where she learned a bit more about herself and unlocked the power of the Scarlet Witch. Whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, we aren't sure yet. But one thing is for sure. We have only seen a portion of what she's capable of. In House of M, which her TV show is inspired by, she not only modified a town's reality, but the whole world until she stopped and took 99% of mutankind's powers by simply uttering the words, "No more mutants." True, she did some damage in Wakanda and took on Thanos in Avengers Endgame, but with her studying the Darkhold, she's about to become an even bigger sorcerer than Doctor Strange. When Monica Rambeau mentioned a mysterious aerospace engineer in WandaVision, a lot of speculation started to surface throughout the internet. With Marvel Studios teasing a Fantastic Four movie, things seem to point to Nathaniel Richards. But with the title reveal of The Marvels, a sequel to the Captain Marvel film, there's a strong chance that we'll get to see a totally different superhero come along for the space ride. In the comics, Monica, who also goes by Spectrum after receiving her powers, dates an even more powerful character named Blue Marvel. Since the character was retired when it was revealed he was African American in the 1960s, it would be the perfect time to bring him to the big screen. This would help continue the theme of racism and black empowerment as discussed in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, while introducing a character with Thor-level strength. While Bruce Banner's arc in the MCU is a little bit all over the place, he nevertheless reached an interesting place where he has more control over his green monster form. While Bruce's Hulk form is one of the most powerful there is, he is also quite useful in human form due to his genius brain and his love for science. Teaming up with Tony Stark and Rocket Raccoon, the trio were responsible for Endgame's time heist and the creation of the Nano Gauntlet, which Bruce wore to resurrect everyone who had been snapped, resulting in what is known as the Blip. While Sentry is nowhere on the radar for the MCU so far, he's definitely one powerful Avenger I would love to see join the upcoming team. He's also one of the soldiers experimented on by a variant of the Super Soldier Serum, but received way more power than Captain America or the Winter Soldier ever did. The flying character has Hulk-level strength, psionic abilities, can manipulate light, and possesses regenerative healing powers. A bit like Moon Knight, he also has a form of dissociative identity disorder where he turns into the villain called the Void. While he could put more oil in the anti-super soldier sentiment Zemo is constantly feeding, he could also be an amazing villain to pit against Captain Marvel. Thor, the God of Thunder, is one of the most powerful characters in the MCU, while not being the brightest of the bunch. While it's true that Hulk kicked his ass on various occasions, Thor is not only strong, but he can fly at light speed, summon the power of thunder, and is a pretty good gamer, at least when he's not faced with the powerful Noob Master 69. While Thor's films might not be to everyone's taste, the character had quite the interesting arc from the first movie to his depressive state in Avengers Endgame. And with Natalie Portman becoming the new Thor in Thor Love and Thunder, things are about to get very, very interesting. There's a reason why Carol Danvers barely appears in the MCU. She's too damn powerful. She's been accused of being a Mary Sue more than once, and to be honest, it's kind of true. But I think the problem is not that she's too powerful, but that she's not been put against characters powerful enough. Besides the Void listed in today's video, there are tons of OP villains waiting to get their hands on her. And with the mystic arts becoming more prominent in the MCU, the opening of the multiverse, and more alien threats on their way to Earth, we might start seeing the OP Captain Marvel in more nuanced, vulnerable light. But until then, she stands undefeated. With Eternals on their way, who amongst the group of empowered super beings do you think is the most powerful? While Sersi is clearly one to fear, I can't wait to see Angelina Jolie as Athena wielding that cool-looking golden sword.